You are Locked On 76ers Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Philadelphia, on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Welcome into the show, everybody. This is Locked On 76ers Postcast on the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. My name is Mark Farzetta, and it's fantastic to have you along for the ride, although the ride with the Sixers right now sucks, as it has been. But welcome in either way. Jeff Dowtin had 20 points in the game. Quentin Grimes dropped in 29. How about Jeff Dowtin Jr. coming into this game and getting you 15 points in the second half, finished with those 20 points. Lonnie Walker, we're going to give you an update on Lonnie Walker. That was a horrific fall that he took in this game in the first quarter. If you look at the box score, it just has a dash next to his name. He played all of about 30 seconds, checked into the game, had to check out with that awful-looking injury. Like I said, we'll give you the update on that. And bona, the guy that I'll be following closely throughout this entire process, sorry to use that word, had himself a monster play in the third quarter. And we'll call this, yet again, another perfect loss for your Sixers. Now, unfortunately, you lost to the Raptors, which is good. The Nets didn't play tonight. Meh. Pelicans? Not so much. It's really between the Nets, the Sixers, and the Raptors for teams that the Sixers could jump past and possibly be the fifth worst team in the NBA going into the draft lottery. That'd be great. But at least you lost to the Raptors tonight, giving them another win, which, of course, helps your cause. We'll go over it in the next 15 minutes here on Locked On Sports 76ers Postcast. But before we go any further, don't forget that your absolute favorite podcast, now as a newsletter, introducing Locked On 76ers Daily Newsletter, one stop for ultimate team and league coverage, delivered right to your inbox. Sign up for free at LockedOnDaily.com. That's LockedOnDaily.com. And start your day with the all-new free Locked On 76ers Newsletter. Let's get it started with the player of the game.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Without question, the player of the game for the Sixers has to be Quentin Grimes, who finished just 1 point shy of his fifth 30-point game as a member of the 76ers. It wasn't meant to be, but tonight he still gets you 29 points, gets you 4 rebounds, 3 steals, 3 assists, was 11 for 23 from the floor, 2 of 8 from beyond the arc, and 5 of 6 from the free throw line, and gross 6 turnovers. We could do without that. But when you're controlling the ball as much as he is in those 31 minutes played tonight for the Sixers, some turnovers, unfortunately, are going to happen. But another 29-point night. And look, in basketball, I remember, I forget the name of the head coach, but I remember what he said. It was during the NCAA tournament, as a matter of fact, and this was years and years and years ago when I was just a little kid, and this has stuck in my brain. Shooting is not a democracy. Usually, it's a monarchy when it comes to finding that one particular player that can actually shoot and score for you. And most nights, without Tyrese Maxey, Paul George, or anybody, it's going to be Quentin Grimes stepping up. Now, it was a little bit more of a republic tonight because you did have Jeff Dowtin being able to get you those 20 points, especially with how he was able to come out of the gates in the third quarter and early in the fourth quarter and get things going for the Sixers. But Quentin Grimes is going to be the guy that, for the most part, is going to be the cream that is rising to the top. Somebody's got to score. And it's another game where the Sixers score over 100 points without Tyrese Maxey, Paul George, and, of course, Joel Embiid. So that is something, and Quentin Grimes certainly led the way. I will call him the player of the game. Before I go any further, with any other benchmarks on this postcast here, Lonnie Walker checked into the game in the first quarter. Lonnie Walker had to check back out of the game about 30 seconds later. Because going up for a rebound, which he did get credit for, by the way, this only stat that he accumulated in like the 30 seconds that he played, he went up for the rebound, came down on his shoulders and his back, and then it looked like from the original angle that he smashed the back of his head on the floor. It was scary. It was one of those things where I'm watching the game and I go, oh, and then my wife and my 2 young children are in the next room and they're like, what? Is everything all right? And I'm like, this guy just, oh my God. I have to call him this guy because I don't know who Lonnie Walker is. Anyway, hits his head and it looked awful. It still didn't look good, but the other angle showed that it didn't hit at least as bad as I thought. He was tested for a concussion after the game. He didn't play, didn't return, was tested for a concussion after the game, was ruled negative. No concussion for Lonnie Walker, which is great. He escapes what originally looked like something absolutely horrific and escapes with no concussion. So at least that's good. I'm sure the Sixers will be monitoring him throughout the night, checking with him in the morning and all that. But at least that's not something you got to worry about with him. But it was pretty scary there for Lonnie Walker. Another guy that I have to talk about is Adem Bona into tonight's game, because Adem Bona logged you 23 minutes, got you another double-digit night, 9 rebounds. I believe he only had 4 at the half, finished with 9 total in the game. So almost another double-double for him. But if there was one particular highlight play for Adem Bona, it came in that third quarter when the Sixers were putting together one heck of a run. And Adem Bona comes running out with about 1:41 left, forces a turnover, gets credited with the steal at the defensive end, at the foul line, and then runs the length of the court. I want to say it was Kelly Oubre running with him. I could be wrong. But instead of giving it up to Kelly Oubre, instead of trying to find a guard or a swing man, you're 6'10", 6'11", the shoes are thick enough. Adem Bona gets credited with the steal, runs the length of the court, took about a generous 3 giant steps, and threw down a thunderous slam. I am loving, look, again, I understand what the Sixers are. They're not a very good basketball team. I get it. And I want them to get that top 6 pick. So let's just be on the same page here, okay? I no way, shape, or form wanted to win this game. I want to have, again, the perfect loss. I want to have things to watch that are enjoyable. Quentin Grimes, hey, Jeff Dowtin tonight, Adem Bona. I want to have enjoyable players to watch. Do I think that these guys are going to be perennial all-stars? No, absolutely not. I just want to watch a basketball game and go, oh, a guy that's wearing the jersey I like, he's doing good things. Yay! That's what I want. And then I want the top 6 pick. That's the ultimate goal. So Adem Bona going essentially coast to coast, with a little bit in between there, and throwing down that jam, absolutely loved it. And I have loved watching Adem Bona over the last 4 or 5 games go out there and actually log you 20-plus minutes, get your rebounds, get your points, get physical as well. And it seems like he is getting, not that he was ever afraid, but certainly more comfortable, less timid maybe, less hesitant is probably the better word for it. And watching him go out there tonight to get you those 13 points, 9 rebounds, also got you a steal, got you 1 assist, and got you 2 blocks on the evening. I'm here for it. And in total, how about this? Was a plus 12 on the evening as well. So, yeah, I'll certainly take that from Adem Bona. Not too bad. By the way, your other center tonight, Andre Drummond, was also able to get you 25 points. Jared Butler led the team with 35 minutes played tonight, 9 points. As for the turning point of this game, let's break that down.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
So the Sixers had a fantastic... Now, look, the Raptors pretty much had this game sealed from the jump. Pretty much the way that went, most literally. However, the Sixers came out in that third quarter, winning that third quarter by 11 points, 31-20. I mentioned Jeff Dowtin had 7 of his 20 points, 7 of his 15 in the second half in that third quarter. He was getting it going. I mentioned Adem Bona's big play, but Orlando Robinson came out and was able to hit 3 of 4 free throws starting out early in the fourth quarter when you would cut the lead to 3. The Sixers had cut the lead to 3. And then you see Orlando Robinson go out there, knock down 3 free throws almost right out of the gate. Sixers go scoreless for about the first 2-3 minutes of that fourth quarter. All the while, you start to see things pick up for the Raptors. And that, the beginning point of the fourth quarter, when the Sixers were making that push at the end of the third, or through the third, really, trying to carry it into the fourth, the Raptors did what they pretty much did at every point the Sixers tried to have a run. They just squashed it, and they got things going right back in the direction. So first 3 minutes there of the fourth quarter is where I could safely say it was absolutely locked up as a 76ers loss. It certainly looked like that through most of the game, but that was the last hurrah, if you will, for your 76ers, who trailed by as many as 22 points throughout the evening. That's how bad it was. When we come back, we'll talk about what you're going to be talking about tomorrow, most likely. This is Locked On 76ers Postcast on the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Oh, you guys have heard me talking about TurboTax before. This message is brought to you by Intuit TurboTax. Nothing like taxes, right? Waiting, wondering, worrying if you're going to get back any money, maybe big money, then waiting, then wondering, then worrying some more. Now, taxes, matching with a TurboTax expert. That's what you want. A TurboTax expert that can do your taxes as soon as today. An expert who gives your taxes their undivided attention as they look and work for you for that return. While you get real-time updates on their progress so you can focus on your day and stop worrying so much about taxes. An expert who, by the way, who will find you every deduction possible. File every form, every investment, everything with 100% accuracy with TurboTax. All you can say is you got to get your money back, right? And all you can get is the most money back during tax season, guaranteed. No waiting, no wondering, no worries. Now this is taxes with TurboTax. Get an expert now at TurboTax.com. That's TurboTax.com. Only available with TurboTax Live full service. Real-time updates only on iOS mobile app. See guarantee details at TurboTax.com/guarantees. Now, how about this? When I found out that Skims was making underwear for men, I was intrigued, to say the least. I've heard so much about them, their quality from friends, just how great it is, how much they love it, all the hype about Skims. I've always had issues with underwear fitting correctly, properly, you know what I mean? Not exactly a skinny fella, you know what I mean? But like hipster skinny, you know what I mean? Skims changed all that. Their men's line offers something for everybody, from boxer briefs to classic briefs, all designed with the perfect balance of comfort and style. Tried Skims, it's fantastic. Working out, running errands, whatever the case might be, you have your ultimate comfort thanks to Skims. I shop Skims men's at skims.com and Skims stores. I let you know when they let them know when they send them to you, so you know exactly what's going on. After you place your order, select podcast in the survey and select our show, Locked On 76ers Postcast, in the drop-down menu that follows. Skims, official underwear partner of NBA, WNBA, and USA Basketball. Skims. All right, before we get into what we're going to be talking about tomorrow, let's take a gander over there at the box score just to take a look and see what the Sixers were able to do for you tonight in total. You see all your starters right there going out on the minus side of things. Alex Reese, who still to me looks like a guy the Sixers just said, hey, fan, do you want to play in this game? Oh, yeah, sure. And they just drafted him out of Delco or something, and now he's playing for the Sixers. That's not true, but that's what it looks like. Anyway, played 18 minutes tonight, was a plus 14 in those 18 minutes. Bona, I mentioned his numbers. Jeff Dowtin, again, 20 points tonight, got to 3 assists as well and 2 rebounds. Shot 5 of 7, shot 9 of 14 with 2 of 4 from beyond the arc. You'd like to see that. And Ricky Council, another double-digit night for him. After 18 points the other night, 11 points tonight in 32 minutes played for Ricky Council. So your bench is getting some run. Now, as for what you'll be talking about tomorrow,
this is what you'll be talking about.
I mean, let me just show you. Thanks to our friends over there at ESPN. Here are the worst of the worst. The bottom 7 teams in the NBA. Sixers right now at 22-42, still a lash behind the Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets are a half game better than the Sixers, worse than the Sixers. The Raptors now 22-43, 22, so they draw even with the Sixers in the win column. Pelicans, no dice. This is really what you're looking at. So it would be a super perfect loss if everybody else played and everybody else lost. Everybody else won. That's not the case tonight. It's only a perfect loss because the Sixers lost to a team that they're trying to be worse than as the season winds down. But no doubt that's what you'll be talking about, including this. Tomorrow night, the Nets are going to be at the Bulls. Again, where the Nets, they're a half game worse than you to this point so far this season. So you want the Nets to be able to beat the Bulls. They are in Chicago. So it'll be a tough win for the Nets. Hopefully they can pull it out. Then the Pelicans are hosting the Magic. So the Pelicans will be at home, another terrible basketball team. They're hosting the Magic, a pretty decent team. Hey, let's pull out a miracle, Pelicans. Let's focus. Okay, Pelicans, let's go. Then the Raptors are off till Friday, as are the 76ers. The Sixers will be hosting the Pacers on Friday night, and I'm sure that's, in the basketball world at least, what you'll be talking about when you're not talking about what the Phillies are doing in spring training and when you're not talking about what the Eagles are doing in free agency. I'm sure you'll be like, hey, by the way, the Sixers, did they suck enough yet to get the top 6 pick? Do they get closer? Okay, cool. That's probably what you'll be breaking down. And then maybe even a Bona's thunder slam in the third quarter. Either way, that's what you could be looking at for tomorrow. Again, looking at the standings one more time here. Whoops, that's the wrong button. I just did it again. Musical ensemble. There we go. Washington Wizards, far cry from that happening. Utah Jazz, not happening. Charlotte Hornets, not happening. Pelicans, not happening probably, but a guy can hope, right? But that's what we'll be looking at. Let's see what we got here. That's another way to put it. Another necessary loss. Cooper, here we come. Rooting for Cooper Flag to come to South Philadelphia. There we go. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. My name is Mark Farzetta. Thank you, Fleischer. 236. Appreciate you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. My name is Mark Farzetta. This is Locked On 76ers Postcast on the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. I'll be back with you guys Friday night for when the Sixers lose to the Pacers. Let's keep our fingers crossed for that one. See you guys then. Bye.